Senator Abrigo.
Present.
Senator Blickhan.
Present.
Senator Burbach.
Present.
Senator Burnett.
Present.
Senator Byers.
I'm excused.
Senator Kessin. Kaysen, thank you. Senator Demuth.
Present.
Senator Ford.
Present.
Senator Giles. Thank you. Senator Hines.
Present. It's Hens.
My bad.
Senator Hoyne.
Present.
Senator Holzhauser.
Present.
Senator Jackson.
Excused.
Senator Jones.
Present.
Senator Lambert.
Present.
Senator Obert.
Excused.
Senator Richards.
Present.
Senator Sheehan.
Present.
Senator Sheehan.
Present.
Senator Hawkins.
Present.
Senator Nichols.
Present.
President Odell.
Present.
Vice President Pruitt.
Present.
Student Trustee Walters.
Present.
Financial Officer Beck.
Present.
Internal Affairs Officer Salah. External Affairs Officer Randolph.
Present.
Marketing Communications Officer Tucker.
Excused.
Organization Relations Officer Mormon.
Present.
And Student Diversity Officer Gorin.
Present.
Moving on to line item 3, guest speakers. We have a guest speaker joining us, Dennis Wilby, the Director of Dining Services. If you would please approach the Senate and sign in. You have 10 minutes to speak. You have 10 minutes to speak. If time runs short, I will entertain a motion for extension by 2 minutes, but the Senate is not required to respond.
Thank you so much for having me. I know I had spoken with Izzy and Haley over Springboard, and then not seeing actually a lot of you got not seeing how dining services operation was before COVID. I was going to give a little introduction and talk about, well, now we have the first week of school to go by and kind of give you a little overview. But first of all, my name is Dennis Wabi, Director of Dining Services at SIUE since 2008. Prior to that, I was at St. Louis University, worked at Disney, I was a chef for a long time. So I really do love it here and love food in general. A little more about me. I also have a senior in college. My oldest daughter is a senior in college. And then I have my kindergartner just started this fall. And then I also have a 2-year-old waiting to go to preschool. So they keep me quite busy. First, I want to get a little bit about our operations. Dining services runs 24 hours a day. We have staff. We feed ECC, Head Start programs. So we start doing routes starting at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And we also, catering is a big chunk of our business and keeps, we don't have a catering kitchen per se. So we utilize our existing dessert or bakery, garmager and main kitchen to plate and make a lot of these meals happen. So a little overview of what's going on so far this year. Dining is much better off than last year. So last year was really rough, and some of the challenges that we faced in the beginning was not knowing fall. We were amped up and trying to figure out how we're going to deal with COVID, the social distancing, the masking, and all these things. So we actually created more operations in different areas that weren't utilized because we just didn't have the on-ground traffic. So that was fall. Spring, we had to make a lot of cut through our cars, and summer was okay. So some of the major challenges we're facing right now is staffing and getting everybody trained. And supplies. I don't know if you guys have seen on there, well, you can't miss it. Food is in short supply, so it's supply chain. I think I brought with me. This is usually a one-page piece of paper. These are weekly outages from one service provider. There's 11 pages of items that we are struggling to get. So I know this week or last week, 10,000 items and 2,000 of them didn't come in that we ordered. So that just not giving excuses, it just explains where we're at. And sometimes you might see things and you can let your fellow schoolmates understand. So some of the issues is caused by drivers and warehouse workers or in short staff or short supply. And the producers are having similar issues. In this report here, kind of talks about Tropicana, I don't know if you know, juice, Pepsi products, we're having some issues. Chemicals, paper, dairy, poultry is really one of the things we're looking at this year. Everybody likes chicken. So poultry is a big issue. And prices since this time last year are up 75%. Seafood is also having issues. And we're really just even having issues getting parts in. So we have lots of equipment here, and just to get a part in is very difficult, like a lot of people are experiencing. The other part is labor. As I said, we had to trim our PARs down from the start of fall to, we're looking at millions of dollars in debt, so we had to right size our staffing for the amount of on-ground students that were here. So we put a plan together, and unfortunately now trying to get staff back and a labor shortage is difficult. So training right now is one of our main priorities. This is a nationwide shortage. And so we're also seeing, so this, I guess talking about this fall, so we are finding almost impossible. We have a lot of positions posted. Our students are being really well, we got some in, and I think we had some issues with the Social Security office that Dr. Waple and everybody were able to help us with getting those fast forwarded. But just, 2009, we had 500 plus employees, student workers, and full-time staff. Fall 2021, we have 833 students and full-time staff. So a little bit of a difference from where we were in 2019. Some of the other issues, technology, we're having some issues with cards, Chick-fil-A kiosk, everybody's probably noticed. We've been working very hard to get that solved, and that's seems to be into our registers, speaking to them, and we're hopefully have a solution this week and get those up and running. So I know some of the big questions is about operations and where we're going to be in hours. I know a lot of people would like everything expanded. I know probably a lot of these questions even about that. So right now we're continuing to monitor traffic in hopes to increase our hours and the variety of operations. Just first week numbers, customer counts are down thousands from 2019. So we're not there yet. So the resident hall students and meal plan, they're making the preponderance of our sales, which that didn't used to be the case. It used to be closer to 50%. So the faculty, staff, and some of the commuters we're not seeing their sales yet. So 2019, about 8,200 in sales per day. 2021, about 4,600, which is an improvement from the 2,800 we were having last semester. Some priorities we have. We definitely want to look at increasing hours in MEC. Starbucks looks like probably one of the first ones we're looking at. And then we'll continue to look at the viability of opening Qualities, Annie Ann's, Casino, Starbucks Library. Seems like a lot of doom and gloom, but on a positive note, we did acquire NutriSlice, which is a program that will help us with our nutritional data, which is it's been very difficult to. We had US Foods and we had a lot of a database, and they were updating it. We moved to Illinois Procurement, moved to sign a contract with IPEC for GFS, and unfortunately, they do not really stand by a lot of their nutritional data. They do for some of their house-made products, which is probably like 10, 20% of what we buy. The other ones, they do not talk and they do not guarantee the nutritional data. So NutriSlice will work with that, and we're making a database. It's a lot of work to put in there, but we'll have it on the menu boards, we'll have a website, and you'll be able to even, depending on your diet, to type in there, and it will tell you what's available today or where the best choices to be. So we're really excited about having that, because we get so many questions about dietary options. It does a lot of different things. So at menu board, you notice entrees menu board has been updated, and soon more of the nutritional information will come into the entrees and the website. And then another really big thing is mobile ordering. So NutriSlice gives us a mobile ordering option. We already have a template made up, and most likely we will start with Pavo's. We're not promising, but I'm hopeful spring semester at the latest, we will have mobile ordering available at Pavo's. And that is some of the major ones. I know there was lots of questions, so I can open up for questions.
Sorry, I was stopping the timer. I'll now entertain a motion to open the floor for discussion. Moved by Senator Shahan. Do we have a second? Senator Burnett, the floor is now open for discussion. Hannah, sorry, Senator Shahan.
Hi, thank you so much for coming. I just had a question on behalf of some of the constituents that I represent. A lot of them have mentioned the new location of Cocina and have asked me if there was any news on what's going in its previous location. Do you have any insight on that?
I think it's on hold right now, and we would probably look at putting the casino back to its original spot. Right now, we're doing the Express. Just as I said, working again our staffing and training, and then also looking at the on-ground demand. But yes, the casino is built in.
Yes, and it's right now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're using Casina to prep the meals for students who are in quarantine or isolation.
That is not, no, sir.
We're not?
No, we're using upstairs and the fixing
Upstairs,
area
okay.
and the main kitchen, so.
Okay,
But we were using some of that storage area, because there's a freezer and walking.
right.
Yeah, so we would love to get casino back to its rental space soon.
Thank you so much.
Trustee Walters.
With the mobile ordering that you mentioned, is that going to be through a certain service that we're hiring, and are students able to use their meal plan for that? Do you know yet?
That is something we're working on in several different areas, but the NutriSlice one looks like we should be compatible with the meal plan and credit cards. We went through some PCI compliance and a lot of things with them. The next one would be Chick-fil-A. The problem is some of the meal plan causes some issues too, because of 60/40 and discounts and tax-free, and some of these systems don't do all that. So Chick-fil-A right now is going to be if the kiosk work, would be fine, but we could do it on a NutriSlice platform. Starbucks is working really hard, and they're probably the first food franchise that's actually going to do something with meal plans and Blackboard and be able to hopefully incorporate it, and they have like most momentum behind them. So Starbucks would get its own micros, which is our register system. It'll be a Starbucks micros. Chick-fil-A does work with Grubhub. And if the kiosks don't work, we're going to work with our IT and our procurement department and the card system and see if we can get something. Last year when this was happening, it wasn't there and it wasn't able to work. Technology, the pandemic caused a lot more mobile ordering. So we feel a little more comfortable that if the kiosks don't work, Grubhub might be an option, but that is also displacing some of the registers we have now in our reporting system. So it's a lot of changes to happen. And unfortunately you have to have two different options and things, and hopefully the Cougar card is one of the things we're looking at.
Senator Hens.
I know there are a lot of students, including myself, are upset to see Auntie Anne's and Colby's closed, and I just want to know what student government can do to help dining services get those back open.
Yeah, thank you. And I agree. We hear a lot about Annie Ann's. The original decision was made to halt on Annie Ann's when we were really looking at what a meal, and it didn't really provide a meal. We were really concerned about last fall, how do we serve as much people with social distancing? And we didn't even want to overcrowd the MUC with more lines. So Annie Ann's is definitely something. It is a more of a labor intensive operation. So we're holding. I'm not sure. I would say I would like to think spring, but if things change. But if you see an 8,200 customer count and 4,600, we need to try to build that. But Annie Ann's really fit the niche for the MUC. It's nice. Everybody appreciated it, but it wasn't the meal type of thing. But and then the other one, Caldi's, kind of similar. Is yes, we had to make some decisions. We had three. We had the Starbucks library, Caldi's, and Starbucks. Well, right now, we'll have to look at some decisions if it would be Starbucks library or Caldi's. I love Caldi's. We bought them here back in 2009 when I first started. I think it is it's another niche that it's like the uncold, it's the non-Starbucks, and people really appreciate it. But we just need to get the on-ground traffic. Yes, sir.
So, yes, what student government can do. So I think you mentioned this, Dennis. You know, you all have probably been in the community. You see restaurants that are open half the time, different hours and stuff. We're having a hard time finding employees, full-time employees. We can fill some of the gaps with student workers, but until, Dennis, remind me, we're down 40. How many staff members are we down from where we were pre-pandemic?
Well, they keep on, the number keeps on growing, but it's about 24. And then as the students, it is even more, but yes.
Yes, so we're down.
And with
24.
people going out on leaves and different things, not kind of, then you're in the 30s.
So we're down 24 full-time staff members. That's what we need.
And then we're trying to.
24 full-time staff members to get back to pre-pandemic operations and dining along. We also had, but 400 some student employees. So we're slowly hiring them back.
And then getting trained, like Starbucks does have a lot of training requirements, and sometimes they get trained and then they move on to other locations that aren't ours.
And Annie Ann's requires specialized training.
Specialized training, it
The
is.
franchises require specialized training, so that also holds us up a little bit as well, so.
Member Gillis?
Now, I've asked about this before, but I was curious if there's anything student government can do and you can do perhaps to work with some of the outside restaurants to bring back except Cougar Bucks. Like I know one place like Qdoba, and I've heard that it's like more on their end, but I was wondering if you have any plans to coordinate with them to bring that option back in other restaurants and expand upon that.
I didn't, I really, we are kind of, Cougar Bucks is great for us, and it is, but you know, we do like to promote the meal plan. And the outside, you're talking about like outside areas from you going there and using the discount there.
Yeah.
I don't have much on that. I don't know if Kelly Jo can speak to that.
Yeah, so I sit on our ID card committee, and that's the group that works with any businesses who want to accept Cougar Bucks. So it's not really connected with dining if an outside business chooses to have Cougar Bucks. There is a cost to that business. So we've seen some businesses that have said, yes, absolutely, we want to go through, they have to buy a machine, they have to be PCI compliant with us to accept our cards and all of these things. So those groups that are willing to do that, it's been lovely. Some have found that the cost is not much return on the customers, and so then they've been on it and then they've been off of it. But if you are ever out at a business and you say, hey, it'd be really great if you would accept Cougar Bucks where students could swipe their cards, and they say, yeah, we'd love to learn more, let me know, because we have the ID card committee, we've got several folks on that committee that can reach out to those businesses to say, we understand you're interested in, we can get you information on how to accept Cougar Bucks, okay? Perfect.
Financial officer, Beth.
So you mentioned earlier about the, like you need more employees to work in order for these restaurants to be open back up. I had a question as far as like the amount of people that were like actually ordering this. So you said we're at 4,600 or something like that, and we have to get back to 8,800. Where do we have to get in order to get those restaurants to like actually opened up, like back to original, like before pre-pandemic, or somewhere in the middle? What's that number?
I think we'd like to move there before that. I mean, I think we're just being optically cautious about, we've seen what's happened last semester, and dining had to make a lot of cuts in order to even sustain. We don't get fees. We're only sustained by the revenue. So we're being definitely cautious, but I would say, hopefully if things continue like this, we can look at moving some and opening more. Opening in the first weeks are definitely more difficult. We have a lot of staff right now working mandatory overtime. We're really graced with getting, the student employees was really, we had some issues to start, every start. So getting them trained and forward, but yeah, we would love to start making some changes and getting some things online and open, but it's a tight balance.
I had a question myself. I was just making sure no one else had any. What are you guys doing to support access students in terms of the dining services? I know that Caldi's used to be open later for students who had to take their exams or things like that after hours. And I know since the Caldi's been closed, they don't have access to that. Have you thought about any ways of keeping something open or anything like that for access students?
Yeah, we'd like to. I mean, as I said, it's probably the best case scenario is looking at the MEC Starbucks is with the training. But you're saying that proximity to the access office, I mean, yes, Caldi's is the closest. I'm not sure if I would say Caldi's is trying to play like chess. Is Caldi's going to be the next? It's a kind of toss up. I know the library is very interested, and it is a sort of easier to manage with, less menu items. So either one, but it just depends. But expanding hours usually helps out because it is not that far of a walk, but I agree it is. Caldi's is very nice with the access office.
I will now entertain a motion to close the floor for discussion. Moved by Senator Shan. Do we have a second? Seconded by Senator Hens. The floor is now closed for discussion. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for your time and your support.
All right, moving on to line item 4, approval of minutes from April 26, 2021. I will now entertain a motion for approval. Senator Richards, do we have a second? Senator Huang. Seconded by Senator Huang. The motion has been passed. Moving on to line item 5, Senate reports. I'll hand it over to the secretary.
Acclamation.
Thank you. Sorry. Acclamation by Senator Burnett. Do we have any objections? Seeing none, the motion has passed. My apologies. Moving on to line item 5, Senate reports. I'll hand it over to the secretary.
Senator Abrigo.
My report is not in the packet, but my name is Brianna. I'm a senator with the School of Nursing. And I'm most excited to just work with students now that more of them are back on campus.
Senator Blickhan.
My report is not in the packet. My name's Marissa. I'm the senator for the dental school, and I'm looking forward to bridging the gap between the dental school and main campus.
Senator Burbach.
My name is Nicole, and I'm the senator for the CAS Science and Math school, I guess. I guess I'm most excited for just like raising like mental health awareness and like working a lot.
I'm senator for the School of Nursing.
I'm most excited to get nursing students more involved on campus, especially with us being more on campus now.
Senator Kaysen.
My report is not in the packet. My name is Taylor Case and I'm the senator for the School of Business. And I'm most excited to have more events in person this semester.
Senator Dummerth.
My report's not in the packet. I'm a senator from the School of Pharmacy, and basically we're just kind of looking forward to trying to get some of the facilities updated.
Senator Ford.
My report is not in the packet. I am Diane Ford. I'm the senator for the School of Education, Health, and Human Behavior. And I'm just excited for more things in person this year.
Senator Gillis.
My report's not in the packet. I'm Sean Gillis. I'm the graduate senator. Most looking forward to helping graduate students reacclimate themselves to on-campus living if they choose to take on-campus classes and help them feel safe.
Senator Hentz.
My report is not in the packet. I'm Holly. I am the CAS student senator for Peoples and Cultures. I'm a criminal justice major, and I'm most excited about helping freshmen and sophomores get acclimated to the campus this year, have not spent any time on campus, and making sure that this campus is safe and feels like a diverse campus for those groups.
Senator Hoying.
Hello, I'm Stefano, and my report is not in the package. I am here to represent the College of Arts and I report art. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Arts and Communications. I'm here excited, and I hope I can do my best to help students stay safe and everything is smooth with the experience at SIUE.
Senator Holzhauser.
My report is not in the packet. My name is Brittany. I'm a third-year professional student in the School of Pharmacy. And what I'm most excited for this year is a lot of our student organizations can do more in-person events, especially in terms of education. So we are excited for a lot of those to make campus this year.
Senator Jackson. Senator Jones.
My report is not in the packet. Hi, my name is Clint. I'm the senator for the School of Engineering. I'm excited to see most of you for the first time since I didn't get to this summer. I'm also excited to start hosting events at the School of Engineering and working with my fellow senators.
Senator Lambert.
My report is not in the packet. Hi, my name is Molly Lambert, and I am a senator for the graduate school. Something I'm really looking forward to is ensuring and assessing that all services and fees are accessible and equitable to graduate students.
Senator Richards.
My report is not in the packet. My name is Kenzie. I'm a senator at large, and I am looking forward to making sure that all of the students on campus, whether they're first year or their last year as an undergraduate student, have a lot of events to look forward to, and that things can go ahead as safely and as fun as possible.
Senator Shehik.
My report is not in the packet, but my name is Amina. I am the senator for the School of Engineering. I am most excited for more in-person events this year and also working with my fellow senators.
Senator Sheehan.
My report is not in the packet. My name is Hannah. I am one of the senators at large and an accounting major. My biggest goal this year is to create a more allocated fee schedule on Gwinnett for classes.
Senator Balkins.
My report is not in the packet. I am the country senator on Haley, and I am most excited to get freshmen back into normal online, in-person activities.
Senator Nichols.
Hi, so for the first one, my name is Tyler Nichols. I'm a violence student, and I'm excited to make for all students.
Moving on to line items 6, exec reports. I'll hand it back over to the secretary.
President Odell.
Okay, my report is not in the packet, but my name is Haley. I am the president and I'm a psychology major. And I am most excited about our awesome team of exec and senators and all that I get to watch you guys accomplish and grow as leaders this year.
Vice President Pruitt.
My report is not in the packet and Haley took most of what I was gonna say, but I am very excited for this year. I'm very excited for all my senators and everything that we're gonna accomplish together as a team.
Student Trustee Walters.
My report is not in the packet. I'm Maggie Walters, student trustee, and I'm really excited to see some more students and more activity returning to campus this year.
Financial Officer Beck.
My report is not in the packet. My name is Ricky Beck. I'm an accounting and finance major, double major. What I'm really looking forward to this year is just working with everybody and doing more face-to-face stuff and seeing a lot more people on campus and watching you guys grow as leaders.
Internal Affairs Officer Salah.
My report is not in the packet. My name is Salah and I'm a contact officer. I'm an accounting major and I'm most excited to see students get more involved in student and the university community.
External Affairs Officer Randolph.
My report is not in the packet. I'm Amy Randolph. I'm the External Affairs Officer, and I'm most excited about creating in-person events for student government for our student body. I'm glad that we're going to be more in person this year.
Organization Relations Officer Mormon.
My report is not in the packet. I'm Skylar. I'm the Student Organization Relations Officer, and I look forward to working with organizations on campus this year and helping them with all of their needs.
Student Diversity Officer Gorin.
My report is not in the packet. My name is Julia. I'm a student diversity officer and sociology major, and I'm most excited to host in-person events with working with and programming with the Hub and Virtual Student Organization.
Moving on to line item 7, additions to agenda. Seeing none, moving on to line item 8, old business. Seeing none, moving on to line item 9, new business. Starting with section 1, annual allocations, subsection A, the Gay Straight Alliance SAUE. I will now hand it over to Financial Officer Beck.
All right. So what's going on here is every year we do annual allocations, and it's about $200 that goes towards every organization that applies for it for some sort of office supplies or something that can be used to help their educational experience. What had happened with the Gay Straight Alliance, Matthew Burgess is the guy who is in charge of this. He filled out the information and he did not click the submit button on time. I wasn't the financial officer at the time to take care of this. It was actually Jackie Dreppert who was there, and she had worked with him and talked to him and said that it would be all right. And said that we'd have to get it voted on with here. So it was kind of like a flew over their head, didn't really think about it too much. And so what we're doing is just voting on whether or not they get that $200 allowance.
I will now entertain a motion to open the floor for discussion. Seeing none, I will now entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Senator Gillis. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Wing. We will now proceed with the roll call vote.
Acclamation.
Acclamation called. Are there any objections? Okay, so we will now proceed with the roll call vote.
Senator Abrigo.
Abstain.
Senator Blickhan.
What am I supposed to say for this part?
Aye or nay?
Aye.
Senator Burbach.
Aye.
Senator Burnett.
Aye.
Senator Byers. Senator Kason.
Aye.
Senator Demmerth. Senator Ford. Senator Gillies.
Aye.
Senator Holhauser. Senator Jackson. Senator Lambert. Senator Shehik.
Aye.
Senator Sheehan.
Aye.
All right, the motion has passed. And moving on to, congratulations. Sorry. Moving on to section 2, student government constitutional changes. I will now hand it over to President Odell.
Okay, so we just made some slight changes to the Constitution. If you flip to the second page in your packet, you can read along with me. So in Article 3, Section A, we added the line that Senator at Large represents all students at SIUE, and they can be undeclared or in any major. Before, there was no clarification on that, so there was a little bit of confusion of if senators at large had to be undeclared, but they can be declared in a major. So we made that clarification in the Constitution. Article 3, Section C, number 5, we added the word full-time, just to emphasize that students have to be full-time students to have that role. Article 3, Section D, number 4, changed director to associate director, just because that's the title of our advisor, not just directors. So she's the associate director. Article 4, Section A, we added line 11, the fee commissioner. It was just not on there, and that's a position that's on student government. Article 4, Section C, line A, added the word currently. You can't run for a position for if you're like not, you have to be currently enrolled at SAUE in the spring to run for a position. Yes, okay, no, that's good. I explained that well, okay. Article 4, Section C, to line D, we added the word full-time. Again, has to be a full-time student. Article 4, Section C, line item 2, line B, we added the line candidates for these positions must be currently enrolled full-time SIUE student in good disciplinary standing. That is just everything I just said, the past 3 lines also applies to that one. Article 4, Section B, we added the line injunction with the office support specialist, just because we got to do that with Robin, make sure she's good with it. And then we changed he/she's. That was there was a lot of he/she. We changed most of those to they throughout the document, or them or theirs, however it grammatically fits. So those are all of the constitutional changes that we made. That's all I have. Back to Izzy. It does have, yeah. So you got to send that over to her. We got to vote on that.
Yeah, okay. Do we open the floor for discussion?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I will now entertain a motion to open the floor for discussion. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion for approval. Understand?
Oh, I'm sorry. I motion to approve line item 9, section 2, student government constitutional changes.
Is there a second? Senator Burnett. Seconded by Senator Burnett. We will now proceed with the roll call vote.
Acclamation.
Acclamation has been called. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion has been passed. Congratulations to student government. Moving on to section 3, executive appointments for 2021 to 2022. I will hand it back to President Odell.
So our marketing communications officer Tucker is not here today, so we will move this to a meeting in the future. Back to you.
Moving on to section 4, legislative appointments for 2021 to 2022. So that goes to me. So I'll just go over the different appointments. I'll start with Quentin Jones. He was voted by the students back in April, I believe, and just was not at the last meeting, I believe. So we are going to go ahead and approve him today. Holly Hens, she's the CAS on People and Culture. Holly showed great leadership and enthusiasm that stood out over the other applicants, which is why I chose her. And then we have Senator Huang, who is the CAS Art and Communications. Stefano showed amazing passion and has already showed dedication towards SIU students by answering questions on his first day. And then we have Senator Richards, which is a senator at large. Kenzie has showed excitement towards student government and has already signed up for events, which I appreciated, which has shown her passion. And then we have the two freshman senators, the first one being Senator Nichols. She was by far one of the most qualified people for this position, and she has already shown amazing potential. And with great confidence, I put her in this position. And then the last one being freshman Senator Botkins. Haley was also super qualified and had lots of passion and excitement, which is why I put her in that position. So, sorry. I will now entertain a motion to open the floor for discussion. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion for approval. Senator Burnett?
I move to approve line item 9, section 4, legislative appointments for 2021-2022. Senator of Engineering Clinton Jones, Senator of Cass People and Culture Wally Hens, Senator of Cass Art and Communications Stefan Huang, Senator at Large Kenzie Richards, Freshman Senator Mallory Nichols, Freshman Senator Haley
Hawkins.
Yes.
Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Lambert. We will now proceed with the roll call vote.
Acclamation.
Acclamation has been called. Are there any objections? Senator Hens. We will now proceed with the roll call vote.
All right, Senator Abrigo.
Aye.
All right, Senator Blickhan.
Aye.
Senator Burbach. Senator Burnett.
Aye.
Senator Kaysen.
Aye.
Senator Dunworth. Senator Ford. Senator Gillies.
Aye.
Senator Holhauser. Senator Lambert. Senator Sheehick.
Aye.
Senator Sheehan.
Aye.
And the ayes have it.
Congratulations. All right, moving on to line item 10, presidential and personnel appointments. And then line 1, this member is absent, so I will move on to line 2, which is legislative board members, 2021 to 2022. Will be these Senate members, please stand up. No, they're just going to stand up in their seat. Kenzie Richards, Clinton Jones, Holly Hens, Stefan Huang, Kaylee Botkins, and Mallory Nichols. I will now hand it over to Dr. Jeffrey Wakel.
So I get to administer the oath of office for the new senators. So I think that. I state your name. Solemnly promise.
Solemnly promise
To perform my duties and responsibilities.
to perform my duties and responsibilities
To the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability
By preserving the mission and values of the university.
by preserving the mission and values of the university.
I also vow. To uphold the Constitution and bylaws.
To uphold the Constitution and bylaws
Of SIU student government.
of SIU student government
While striving for the betterment.
while striving for the betterment
Of the university for all students, faculty, and staff.
of the university and staff.
Thanks. Congratulations.
All right, moving on to line item 11, open forum. If there is anyone in the audience that would like to approach the Senate, the Senate is not required to respond. Seeing none, moving on to line item 12, announcements. Anyone with an announcement may speak now.
While Kelly Jo is making her way out to the stand, I just wanted to remind everybody, especially if you did make it to pre-Senate, that we have the meet and greet 2 weeks from today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Please keep an eye out for signups. I really want to see all of you there if that is possible. So, Kelly Jo, you're good.
Hello. Oh, I don't think my mic's on. Oh, is it? These mics, gosh, they need new mics in this building. Okay, couple of things that I want to make sure folks are aware of. Number one, if you have been in the Kimmel, if you are part of a club or organization that has office space in there, we are limiting the space in there. Groups are welcome to use it for pickup, drop off, storage. But we are asking for the time being that folks not hang out with 12 people at their tiny desk space. We don't have an ability to keep an eye on all of that space, and we are trying to kind of minimize that. So we are going to revisit that come October. We'll have a brand new associate director here. And so we will revisit that after Liz gets here, but that's where we're at with that. So if you have space in there or no orgs that have space, make sure they're aware all the desks have information at them. Number two, homecoming. Gosh, I know, second week of school, we're already talking about homecoming. Homecoming is the last week in September. And I believe next week, homecoming court applications will come out. So each student organization has the ability to nominate 2 people to run for court for their organization. And so if this is something that student government is interested, we've had nominees, but in the past, it is homecoming royalty. We no longer have a homecoming king or homecoming queen. We are very gender neutral, and it is royalty. So we could have 2 women run, 2 men, none of the above. So any gender is welcome. So if that is something you're interested in, I would say as soon as it comes out, maybe have a conversation with Haley if you want to express that, and you guys can determine a process for that. Along with that, for those that have been around and saw the last time we had an in-person homecoming in 2019, we are bringing back the Fan Zone, which is the event that happens out at the soccer stadium on that Saturday. And so we will have a process for sign up. So if student organizations want to sign up for a space at the Fan Zone, that will open up here in the next couple of weeks. And groups will be able to sign up for space for that event. Solo, student organization leadership orientation. Student government plays a key role in the Solo program, talking to clubs and orgs about financial opportunities, general leadership. It's a great event. This year we are partnering with Fraternity and Sorority Life and sport clubs, and there'll be opportunities in the morning for our general student orgs and in the afternoon for Fraternity and Sorority Life members. And then I believe we're partnering with sport clubs that afternoon as well. Tomorrow is the second day of the activities fair. If you worked the student government table today, thank you. If you're working tomorrow, thank you. If not, come and walk around. And we've got some great student orgs. We have 50 orgs that were able to get space each day. And so tomorrow will be the last day of that. And then last but not least, finally, we have a brand new ticketing system here in the building, and it has been slightly delayed, but now finally family weekend registration is open. So if you happen to invite your family back, that is the weekend of October 15th through the 17th. And the registration is up and live on the website. If you just go to the Kimmel website, to CAB, you can look at the family weekend information there. It is $15 per person, and that gets you a t-shirt. So it's a heck of a deal. And then you get access to all sorts of fun stuff that happens throughout that weekend. Again, it is open to any and every student who would like to invite their family back. So any questions? Yeah, hi.
Is it online this year?
No, it is in person. Is the event in person? Is that what you're saying? Yes, yes, online for signups, but the event's in person. So, yeah, great. That's all I've got.
Any other announcements? All right, moving on to line item 13, adjournments. I now entertain a motion for adjournment. Senator Burnett, since it was moved by Senator Burnett, I adjourn this meeting at 6:53 p.m.